Hi there, welcome to Bella's Vistas. Come on along with Bella and me as we travel North America making lots of wonderful photographs. From Valdez, Alaska, St. John's, Newfoundland, here we are alongside Horsetail Falls in Alaska making coffee. So don't forget to like and subscribe and come back and visit us soon at Bella's Vistas. We're on the road, we're heading into Valdez, Alaska. It's another beautiful day. There's a little bit of cloud in the sky and it's a little bit misty in the distance, but still pretty clear. Nice road, not too much construction right now. It's a fairly smooth drive through the mountains. I'm really enjoying myself. We're on our way to Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve. We're driving through the mountains, and what a day it is. Beautiful skies, great water, and trees. I love to see the reflection in the water, the mountains and the sky. Beautiful. After driving through the prairies, it's a nice change to be looking at mountain scenery. Beautiful snow-covered mountains. Just look at that. Wow, beautiful. We're in a national park. The road is very rough driving in here, and there's so many bugs. It's unbelievable. Every time I stop to get out and take pictures, I get bitten by black flies and so many mosquitoes. It's really worth it when you see the mountain peeking through the clouds like that. I love the views up here. It's a lot of work to get there. What a beautiful day. Supper time, we're pulling into Valdez, Alaska. Got another 46 kilometers to go. Oh, the mountains are just gorgeous. It's cooling right off as we get closer to the ocean. Blueberry Lake State Recreation. Well, we're in Valdez right now. The city center is 22 miles. Well, this is called Keystone Canyon. Nice little river running down. Here we are driving through Keystone Canyon. It's a winding road, big rock faces on one side, water on the other. Gotta really keep your wits about you driving through here. Watching the signs because they warn you when the road is going to curve ahead of you. Well, this is the railway tunnel. I'm just walking in a little ways. It's pretty interesting. Don't have any image stabilization, no fancy gear at all. I gotta kind of watch where I'm putting my feet. Look at these big chunks of rock. My good heavens. Must have fallen. The water's falling on me. You know, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Back on the road again. We're just burning up the pavement. We're still headed into Valdez. Everywhere you go has a Bridal Veil Falls, and this is the one here just outside of Valdez, Alaska. I'm having so much fun that every time I turn around, there's a place to park the van and shoot some footage, get a few shots of things. Never get tired of photographing waterfalls. One of the things I really enjoy. Look at the mountains, look at the sky.
Well, that's something to see, I would say.
The mist, the fog. Now we're coming into Valdez. This is what we've been waiting for. This is a big fishing village, and we're going to have some fun when we get in here. Well, it's 4:30 in the morning, and I'm making coffee at Horsetail Falls, Alaska. Making coffee right alongside Horsetail Falls. It's beautiful. Along the waterfront, man, these guys really take their fishing seriously here, let me tell you. One boat after the other. We're at Valdez Harbor. Here I'm driving around in the parking lot. There's all manner of campers here. It's a bit overcast, but fishermen love that kind of weather for getting out fishing. Look at the boats all lined up. So many boats. Solomon Falls, we're checking for some smoked fish here. Lots and lots of trinkets available to buy. Souvenirs, great things here. Traditional kayak, scrimshaw. A lot of these products wouldn't be let in across the border. There's a kayak and a paddle. There's one of my favorite animals, is the musk ox. This one is stuffed. I sort of felt bad looking at it, but I did get to see some live ones. We're leaving Valdez now, and we're just driving down the road.
Well, we toured through Valdez and saw everything there, and we're driving back on the highway, and the guys that were camped out at Horsetail Falls last night, well, they're still sleeping. Wow. Bridal Veil Falls in Alaska, just outside of Valdez. Pretty nice. Well, we got through the worst of the fog by ourselves, but now we're following a lead car through this valley, through the construction. The fog was a little bit scary, I'll tell you.
Rain. Now here we're going through some construction. All the while through the heavy fog we were on our own, but now we're getting guided through.
Well, we're just pulling into the glacier site. A little recreational site here. It should be pretty interesting to see.
Looking for photographs. I'm looking for rainbows. I'm looking for fog and mist over top of the mountains. I'm looking for anything that's interesting. Different things. Here's the glacier. We're in the glacier park. There's a waterfalls there. People are hiking. It's just fantastic to see the glacier and watching it melt. These big rocks were probably deposited there by the glacier many, many years ago. Imagine the ice just pushing rocks like that along. It's a signpost for the Worthington Glacier National Park.
It's definitely the test run for the whole project. He had some questions he wanted to focus on. He wanted to take some time, work with the animals, see what he wanted to do with the project down the road. Some of the questions he was focusing on were, would the musk ox be able to breed in captivity? Would they be able to survive and thrive in captivity? And then really, in the end, would this animal even be able to get accustomed to human interaction?
This lady gave us an excellent tour. I was a little bit disappointed when I noticed that they had been cutting the horns on the musk ox. This is what the musk ox look like in the wild, shoulder to shoulder, fending off enemies. They're not as big as you would think. They're a small animal. They're related to goats. They're not big like a bison. Here's a live one. But with the ends cut off their horns, they look a little bit silly, really, I thought. I was a bit disappointed to see that, but it was nice to get so close to them and even talk to them. They're friendly animals. Of course, a lot of them have been bottle fed and raised by people, so they don't really know that they're animals. They think they're people, and they're pretty nice. They're big. The mother musk ox will babysit a couple other musk ox, but they only feed their own young. They don't feed the other ones. They're sort of in a herd here up against the fence. I usually don't go in for things in enclosures, but never had a chance to really see one of these up close. And I saw the stuffed ones before, and when I found out how small they were, I was very interested. This is some of the products that are made from the wool of the musk ox. It's a very warm wool. Well, after the Musk Ox Farm, we went out and toured the clouds and mountains and trees and the snow-capped mountains with the clouds in behind. Just something to see. I think this is a pretty amazing photograph here. I shot this in black and white on film as well, and we're going to see what that looks like. I'm very excited to see the film from this. I think it's going to be amazing. So I shot 3200 ISO black and white film. So I think it'll really have a grainy, gnarly kind of look to it. And it'll be it's definitely going to be very interesting. Here we are. Look at that in black and white. There's the glacier along in the foreground. The crumpled up ice that's the glacier in motion. Then, just a normal landscape photography. It's a beautiful day. This sort of looks like northern Ontario. This is northern United States. We're in Alaska. This was a dangerous shot to photograph here. It's a canyon with the water running through. We headed for Tok, Alaska, which is just a really unusual place. It's T-O-K, Tok, and there are some old cafes and old gas stations and an old bar. A lot of things in disrepair, but beautiful. Well, I'm shooting 35mm black and white film with my Leica M6. I've got 3200 ISO film in the camera, and we're going to see what it looks like. Here we're cooking. I saw this sign that said "Cooked by Volcano," and that's where I set up our stove, our Coleman stove, and Mary fried some fish there. And the one half of our stove is like a barbecue grill, but here we just did some fish and had a salad with that. It was very good. Some lace at the side of the road. In Fairbanks, Alaska, we saw this boat moored at the side of the water. Later on, we saw an eagle, and I got out and photographed the eagle, and he had enough of me, so he moved on. Here we are at the North Pole, Alaska, visiting Santa Claus's house. Bella was just delighted. There were some wonderful flowers there, and we bought some knickknacks for the kids. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe.